Marriage is one of the most important steps in life. But when it comes to U.S. immigration, it's far more than just love. It's a legal contract with life-changing consequences. And in 2025, marriage fraud has become the biggest immigration mistake you can make. This year, USCIS is cracking down harder than ever before. The consequences: deportation, federal prison time, a permanent ban from ever entering the United States again. So, what exactly is marriage fraud? It happens when someone marries a U.S. citizen or green card holder solely to gain immigration benefits, such as a green card, work authorization, or permanent residency. Under Section 275C of the Immigration and Nationality Act, marriage fraud is a federal crime. If convicted, both the immigrant and the U.S. citizen can face up to 5 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, a lifetime immigration ban whether both parties are aware or one is deceived. It doesn't matter. The U.S. government takes this very seriously. In 2025, the Department of Homeland Security launched a powerful campaign called the Integrity First Initiative, expanded under President Donald Trump's current term. This gave USCIS an additional $200 million in funding to strengthen marriage fraud investigations. A new Marriage Integrity Task Force (MITF) was created in March 2025. This elite team collaborates with Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE), local law enforcement, digital surveillance analysts. Their job? To identify and investigate suspicious marriages using the latest tools. The most powerful tool? Artificial intelligence. USCIS now uses advanced AI systems that scan social media, cross-check public records, monitor online activity. If your Instagram says you're single, but your I-130 says you're married, it could trigger an investigation. Hundreds of cases have already been flagged this year through AI-based tools. So, how does USCIS investigate marriage fraud? It begins with your paperwork. They'll closely review your marriage certificate, joint leases and utility bills, photos, bank statements, and more. Then comes the marriage interview. Most couples are interviewed together, but if there's doubt, you'll be separated for a Stokes interview, where both spouses are asked identical questions. Even simple mismatches, like who does the cooking or what side of the bed you sleep on, can raise red flags. Next come home visits. In 2025, surprise home inspections have tripled. Officers may show up unannounced, asking to tour your apartment, check your bedroom, closets, or even your refrigerator. If your home looks staged, or only one person seems to live there, you're in trouble. Social media is heavily monitored. If you never post about your spouse, or your profiles look suspicious, they may dig deeper. They'll also check for duplicate addresses, false tax claims, anonymous tips, which can come from jealous exes, angry relatives, or even neighbors. And yes, these tips are taken seriously. Top red flags that raise USCIS suspicion: large age difference, especially over 10 years. Language barrier. If you can't communicate, how can you build a life? Different addresses. Fast online relationships leading to quick marriages. No joint finances. Lack of wedding or family photos. Inconsistent timelines. No online presence together. In 2025, USCIS officers are trained to be digital detectives. If something feels off, they will dig. And if they decide your marriage is fake, the penalties are severe. Green card denied. Removal proceedings. Permanent bar from re-entry into the U.S. Federal charges. Even the U.S. citizen or green card holder can be fined, jailed, barred from sponsoring anyone else charged with federal fraud or conspiracy. If you accepted money to marry someone for a green card, expect serious federal prison time. Let's look at a real case. In April 2025, a major marriage fraud ring was busted in California. Over 60 people were arrested in Los Angeles and San Diego. They were offering U.S. citizens $25,000 to marry foreign nationals. They even staged fake weddings, used Photoshop to create fake couple photos, used the same witnesses, same notary, even the same floral backgrounds. It was so obvious that AI flagged it within weeks. Now, many of those citizens are facing criminal charges and a lifetime of immigration trouble. So, how can you protect yourself if your marriage is real? In today's immigration climate, honesty alone isn't enough. It must be proven. And the way to do that is through a powerful trio: truth, transparency, and thorough documentation. This isn't just about checking boxes. It's about telling your love story in a way that USCIS can see, feel, and verify. Document everything, every milestone, every shared experience, every small detail that shows your marriage is more than just a legal agreement. You're not building a file, you're building a living record of a genuine, loving partnership. Start by organizing your life on paper. Joint lease or mortgage agreements, proof that you truly share a home and a life. Shared utility bills, like electricity, internet, water, showing both your names tied to daily responsibilities. Joint bank accounts, reflecting how you manage your finances together as a family. Health or auto insurance policies that list both spouses. Photos from key life moments, the wedding, holidays, family dinners, birthdays, spontaneous getaways, travel records, boarding passes, hotel bookings, or even passports with the same entry stamps. Chat logs, call histories, video calls show your day-to-day communication, especially if you've been apart temporarily. Screenshots of meaningful texts, anniversary messages, planning the future, even arguments that show real interaction. Affidavit letters from close friends or family, people who've seen your relationship grow and can vouch for its authenticity. And yes, photos or documents involving your children, if you have them, like birth certificates or school records with both parents' names. But here's a crucial truth. Even if you share children, that alone is not enough. You still need to show that your relationship is real, ongoing, and mutually committed. Being parents doesn't automatically mean being partners. USCIS is trained to look deeper, to understand the dynamics, not just the documents. In 2025, quality over quantity is everything. Forget submitting a mountain of repetitive documents. What matters is presenting a clear, organized timeline that makes sense and tells your journey naturally. Your love story should flow like chapters in a book. Chapter 1. How you met. Where did it all begin? Was it online? Through mutual friends? A chance meeting? Chapter 2. Your dating life, dinner dates, movie nights, texts, weekend trips. How did your relationship grow? Chapter 3. The engagement, when and how did you decide to get married? Were there announcements? Celebrations? Chapter 4. The wedding, a ceremony, big or small, is often filled with family and cultural traditions. Capture that. Chapter 5. Shared life moments, vacations, holidays, even day-to-day routines like cooking or watching Netflix together. Chapter 6. Ordinary days, because real relationships aren't just about special moments. They're about living together, growing together, and facing life together. Your documentation should be a storybook, not a fabrication. USCIS officers are trained to detect red flags. They've seen thousands of cases, and they know when something feels off. So don't try to overcompensate with volume. Instead, build your case with sincerity and clarity. But what if your case gets denied? It's a painful possibility, but it doesn't mean the end. You do have options, but the road ahead becomes more complex. You can file a motion to reopen or a motion to reconsider if new evidence emerges or if there was an error in how your case was handled. You can submit an appeal to the USCIS Administrative Appeals Office AAO, though this process can take months. If the government places you in removal proceedings, you'll face an immigration judge in court. At that stage, having a strong immigration attorney is no longer optional. It's essential. Once you're flagged by the FDNS fraud detection and national security system, your name becomes permanently associated with suspicion. All future petitions for any visa or benefit will be heavily scrutinized. You may be required to submit more documentation than others, and you may never regain full credibility within the immigration system. That's a burden that could follow you for life. So, if you're even considering a fake marriage, please don't. It may seem like a shortcut to a green card, but what you're really signing up for is a lifetime of legal and personal consequences. If someone offers you money to marry them for immigration benefits, understand this. That is immigration fraud, and it's a federal crime. Report it. Walk away. Protect your name, your future, and your freedom. Marriage can be a beautiful path to permanent residency in the United States, but only if it's built on real love, trust, and commitment. So if you're truly in love and ready to build a life together, make sure you be honest. Tell your story exactly as it happened. Be organized. Keep your records safe, structured, and up to date. Be prepared for interviews, questions, and unexpected delays. USCIS isn't trying to block love. They're just trying to protect the system from fraud and exploitation. So, tell your truth, back it up with documents. Speak from the heart, because in the end, the truth is always your best defense.